Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. So let's talk about Married to Medicine, Season 5, Episode 14. Next week will be the finale. And let's talk about Dr. G acting like a plum fool in counseling. Oh my God, foaming at the mouth. All the other doctors and the married couples was looking at him like he was crazy. They was looking at him like, I can't believe this shit is happening right before our eyes. I was like, I can't believe it's happening right before my eyes. And then Dr. Eugene calling the lady B words. Like, come on, Dr. Eugene, you should have better sense than that. You're a doctor. And the way that Dr. G was acting, OMG, like if I was one of his patients, I would discontinue going to see him. But I believe that Dr. G is just acting, because there's no way he can be like this and be a doctor in real life. He must be telling his patients that he's just playing a character on TV. That is exactly what he's telling them. So anyways, let's get into it. Let's get into Dr. Eugene and Toya and Dr. Jackie. They meet up at Dr. Jackie's office, and basically Dr. Jackie is letting Eugene know he needs to lose weight, eat right, and change. And basically Toya needs to cook more healthier. And she tells Toya she needs to stay off that wine. Toya was like, yeah, right, it ain't gonna happen. And then we get Dr. Simone. She's with both of her sons, and basically her oldest son is going to be going to college. And she was like, should we be going to Costco's to get you some condoms? Dr. Simone, you don't got condoms in your office? You're OBGYN. What's going on? So anyways, her son Michael was like, oh yeah, he say oh shit, yes, say oh yes. And so then we get, Dr. Heavenly and Jewel Tanker meet up, and basically, Dr. Heavenly lets us know that she cleans Jewel teeth for free because she is her spiritual advisor, and she said that Jewel being a spiritual advisor is worth more than her doing dental work or cleaning her teeth. And basically they sit down and have a conversation about Barbados, and Dr. Heavenly informs Jewel Tanker that, hey, listen, that shit went down in Barbados and I kind of probably messed up, I don't know. And Jewel Tanker lets Dr. Heavenly know that she was wrong, that she want everybody else to open up to her and all this other stuff in counseling, marital counseling. And then she refused to be a part of that. You can't ask people to open up their deep dark secrets while you don't do anything about, while you don't share your secrets with them as well. It's not even, it's not a fair playground. And plus, Dr. Heavenly was like, well, they have more problems than me and Damon. Me and Damon are in a good place. Like, okay, you guys are in a good place, that means you guys do be having some problems, you just don't want to share them. So I guess next season we'll be seeing Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon going through some things. She's up next for exposing her marriage. So anyways, moving on from that, we get Joel says just not fair. So Dr. Heavenly feels like, okay, I messed up. So we did a DNA test out there and, Barbados, basically to find out where you came from. And actually, I have a friend that is Chinese. She's full-blooded Chinese or whatever, down to her grandparents and her great-grandparents. And she did the DNA test. And she was about 60% South African. I was like, that's why we get along like we do. So anyways, I really want to get that test. I always wanted to, and I just never did, So it is what it is. So anyways, moving on from that, we have Quad and Dr. Somo meet up, and basically Quad is 45 minutes late after the girls told her on the trip to Barbados that she does not respect people's time. And that's what Dr. Jackie said to Quad, but Quad ain't hearing it. Quad comes there late, and so basically they have a conversation, and Simone says, what, Quad, I wasn't trying to call you out, I wasn't trying to do this or that to you, I was just trying to give constructive criticism. And Quad was like, oh hell no, y'all ladies call me all the time crying and whooping and women and doing all that other stuff, and basically you're gonna try to call me on saying that I'm sensitive. You guys, when you have problems, I'm always there for you. I'm always there for you, Dr. Simone. I'm always a shoulder that you ladies cry on and want to get advice from, and for you to come at me like the way you did was wrong. And the way that Simone did come at a Quad was crazy, because she was yelling, she was screaming, even the guys left. She was just rambunctious. It was like she had a microphone in her hand or whatever. So that was a situation. Quad in her confessional was like, when Dr. Simone has a problem, whatever, when she tries to address you, the way she addresses you sometimes is difficult to hear the message because she's so loud and rambunctious. And so that also goes back to her marriage. She's so loud and rambunctious, and she don't give you a chance to speak, and she's yelling and screaming. And so then, Dr. Simone is also saying to Quad that you don't take constructive criticism. You can't tell Quad nothing. She's always defensive, and she's kind of like selfish. That's what Dr. Simone was kind of saying in her confessionals. And then that goes back to Quad's marriage, where she can't hear, where she don't understand what her husband's saying, where they're always fighting. But Dr. G was a plumb fool the way he acted in that and that testimonial and that counseling, the way he was foaming at them off and hitting the ground. There's no way. Like, I would just refuse for him to be my doctor. I'm trying to tell you, he better be telling his patients that he's just acting on camera for real. And so anyways, it's like, Simone is just saying, like, we can't say anything to you, and we can't say nothing to you, basically. And it's going off on deaf ears, because Quad ain't trying to hear what Dr. Simone's trying to say, because she feel like Dr. Simone is not being real. She feels like, Dr. Simone done cried on the shoulders, and she's been there and she helped her out with her situation, but yet she's gonna call her and start yelling and screaming at her. So it is what it is with that situation. So they just gonna move forward. And so we get to Dr. Jackie, and we get to Curtis. They actually Curtis moved back in. He only had one bag because he didn't take much with him, so he must have where was he living at where he only took one bag with him. So anyways, he's moving back into the house, and Dr. Jackie said she's happy that he was in Barbados because they gave him a time to reconnect. So she's not mad at Dr. Simone anymore, but Curtis got to move downstairs in the basement. He got to stay in the guest room. I'm like, word? I was like, nah. As soon as the cameras left, Curtis went upstairs to that bedroom, because goddamn well Curtis is not sleeping in the guest room. He's going up there with his wife, and hopefully he's gonna get some nookie. And I know Dr. Jackie gotta be wanting some nookie from Curtis, but if she forgives him, you know what I mean, she can have sex with him, because sometimes it's hard to be physically and show affection to someone that hurt you so much, where you don't even want to have sex with them because you're thinking about the other woman and what he was doing in the bed with her. But if she's past that, Curtis went right upstairs in that bedroom and they got it on as soon as the cameras walked out. She just don't want people to judge her that she gave him a chance so quick and she let him move back in the house. Girl, don't worry about what people say. You only live once. Do you? And if it turns out that it ain't right, it just ain't right. But maybe Curtis can change over a new leaf, because he did have an unk on at the D.n.a party. So maybe he'll go back to what an unk stands for and get it right with his wife. And so moving on from that, we get to Quad, and we get to Dr. G. I mean, I laughed through this whole part. I was like, yo, but tell me Dr. Mark ain't fine. Dr. Mark is gorgeous. Like, I never had no fine doctor. I ain't never had no doctor that looked as good as Dr. Mark. I ain't never had no doctor that looked that good. So anyways, that's why his wife stayed looking tight, because damn, her husband, all them patients be coming in want a physical. I'll be in there every week. I need a physical, Dr. Mark. My neck, my back. So anyways, we get over there, and so the counseling session is just terrible. I guess they ask Dr. G a question. Dr. G says that Quad is hard. She's hard to get along with. She throws stuff up in his face. She's selfish, she's nasty, she's mean spirited, and he can't. And he's saying all this shit about her in front of everybody. Like, Quad is just Quad can't take anybody saying anything negative about her, and she especially ain't gonna take nothing negative from Dr. G. So it is what it is with that situation. And so and he goes, there's nothing I can do, and she gets like that, there's nothing I can do. And so then they ask, Dr. G, what do you think is a good wife? What is a good partner? He goes, someone that, that treats me like the way I treat them. Someone that got my back like I got their back. And then I was like, And Quad is sitting there quiet because last time Quad wasn't quiet. She was crying. She was carrying on. So it's like the roles reversed. Like the last time they had this counseling session, Quad was acting a plum fool, yelling and screaming, crying, acting like she was gonna get up and whoop Dr. G's ass. Now it's like the review. Now it's like, Dr. G is the one acting like a plum fool. So sometimes it's so hard to believe if they're real or not. So if they're being honest or real, if they're acting. And so and so Dr. G goes, I get really mad, he goes, I cannot like he says sometimes he cannot control himself. He gets really frustrated. He gets really angry when Quad gets that way, and he understands, and he's wrong for that. But he's sorry. No, he didn't say sorry yet. Then she goes, well, and then Quad replies to what Dr. G says. She goes, Quad goes, I always been open. I always been open and loving to you, or whatever. Even when you have your mood swings, even when you have your ups and downs, I built you. I built your career. I helped you as a doctor. I was like, oh shit, she helped him as a doctor. She helped him go to school and shit like that. Well, maybe cooking and cleaning and feeding him, probably assisting. But she was like, I built you. I'm like, come on, Quad, that's way too much. That's over dramatic. That's theatrical. That's like Broadway play. Like, this is not a Tyler Perry's play. And so she was like, I built you. And so then Dr. G was like, well, that doesn't sound like a wife. I guess Quad was answering the question, what she thinks is a good wife. And so then Dr. G says, that, the way that what you just described, Quad, it sounds like a buddy. And so Quad was like, a buddy? She goes, I know all your buddies and none of your buddies. I know all your boys and none of your boys has done the things for you that I have done. And shit was just too funny. And so, she goes, I know all your homeboys. And then Dr. G was like, I just want somebody to be there for me like the way I'm there for them. She doesn't appreciate me. She doesn't appreciate all the things I do or whatever. And blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, then Dr. G is acting all crazy with his hands or whatever. Then he goes, you know what? I'm sorry. He doesn't say I'm sorry yet. And then it's like Dr. G is just acting up, like he's just going crazy. And then he's just acting a complete fool. And then, Quad throws up that, hey, listen, when I was at the salon, it's filled with mad people. And basically, he wants to argue with me on the phone. And so that's when Dr. G was like, you don't got 5 minutes for your husband? You don't got 5 minutes for me? When I call you your spouse, your husband, the one that takes care of you, the one that does this for you, you can't give me 5 minutes of your time because you're getting your nails done. And he's all like this with his hands, because you're getting your nails done, so you can't talk to me. He's doing all this shaking his hand and all this other stuff. Like, he's just going all the way in. And so then he goes, you know what, I'm sorry. And he puts his hands on Quad's legs. And Quad said, don't you touch me. Then that's when Dr. Mark said, hey, let's chill out. No need to get angry. Let's control ourselves. Because the way that Quad said, don't touch me, get your hands off me, motherfucker. That's what she wanted to say. But the way that she said it was so evil. If looks and words could kill, Dr. G would be in the casket. So, and Dr. G, and then Dr. G goes, I apologize. She said, don't put your hands on me. And Dr. G's like, all you do is talk shit. You talk shit. And then so Dr. Mike was like, hold on, Dr. Hold on, Dr. G. And so then Dr. G hits the floor and he's shaking, he's foaming at the mouth, acting all crazy. The two couples that are there just looking at them like, I can't believe this shit. What is going on? Are these people acting? Is this shit real? They should not be married. Why are they doing this? They need more help than we can provide on this couch, on this sofa. And so, Dr. G gets up, he got foam, he's foaming all at the mouth. Dr. Marks hands him a Kleenex. I was like, oh no. Then that's when Quad goes in. Quad was like, you know what? So then that's when one of the other doctor, he jumps in. He goes, I get selfish sometimes. I want to get my peace and quiet, whatever, but I forget that my wife is with the kids. And then that's when Dr. G goes, yeah, kids? I don't got no kids. What kid? She ain't got no kids. She won't pop no baby. She won't have no baby. She bust that. She won't bust nothing out of there, basically. And Kawhi goes into a confessionals, and she was like, I would not give this plum fool a kid ever. He'll never have a baby from me. She was like, I ain't giving him nothing. I ain't giving him a goddamn thing. I ain't bringing a kid in this world. I ain't giving him no gift. I ain't giving him jack. And so she ain't had no kid for me. Like, you had to bring that up. I don't know. Like, Dr. G should just go get a kid and adopt it and bring it home or whatever. And so then that's when Quad goes, you know what? You go find that wife you want. You know what? If you're not happy, I don't know what to do. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know if we should even try. I don't know if we should keep this going. But you know what? Maybe you get a divorce from me and you find that other wife that you want, and you find that other woman. Maybe she'll make you happy. And that's the same damn thing that Jackie said to Curtis, and then Curtis found him another woman. So we know, like, it's going on that line where it's going right after, Jackie and Dr. Jackie and Curtis. So, reap what you sow. She said them words. So then, Dr. G's like, I ain't gonna do that, man. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna, like, he's so animated, so ridiculous. Like, damn, who goes to see him? Is he really a doctor? Is he really a doctor? Let's call 911 and find out. So anyways, he gets up and he walks off and he storms off and he's yelling, mumbling under his breath. She goes, I supposed to be married to that? I supposed to be happy with that? And the other doctors are just looking at her like, I don't know. They was like, this is some bullshit right here. They was like, this is some bullshit. I was like, oh no. And so I was like, oh no. So anyways, that was a complete utter mess. It's like the roles reversed. Dr. G's acting up, and then Dr. G says in his confessionals that when he can't communicate with when he can't communicate with Quad, he gets upset, he gets frustrated, he gets angry. And that's the same thing that Quad does. She gets frustrated and she gets angry. So it is what it is with that situation. I'm just like, damn. So they both get frustrated and angry when they can't communicate with each other. So that means that they don't communicate at all. It's just always arguing and fighting. So it is a bad situation to bring a child in. And they got to find a means of a way to communicate without the theatrical, without Quad being plumb mad, plumb upset, and ready to just go off. Like, they got to find like a calming spot, calming place inside of them where they're open to one another changing and not just always throwing blame. They keep just throwing blame at each other. They keep throwing blame. You're going to be blaming yourself right out of a marriage. That's what it sounds like. So anyways, moving on from that, I was like, that I would completely be embarrassed. Like, whoa. I them doctors that were sitting there and the doctors' wives were embarrassed as well. I was just like, oh shit. So anyways, now we get to this D.n.a party. We get to the D.n.a party. Dr. Damon shows up. I don't know if he changed, if he washed up at all, but she put that dashiki on him. He just had on his work clothes. He's full of germs. He's about to eat on a buffet and touch everybody's food. Disgusting. Very disgusting. So hopefully he changed. Basically, he doesn't want to put on the dashiki because he doesn't want to be embarrassed. I guess he feels embarrassed putting on the dashiki. Then his daughter, Aurora, she's there and she was like, Daddy, take it off, take it off, take it off. So anyways, they got on their outfits, their costumes. Everybody do show up. Everything seems like it's going to be all right. But before then, we get Dr. Contessa. She comes home. She's crying to Dr. Scott. Basically, she's missing her daughter and her son's, extracurricular activities after school. She's sad about it and she can't do it anymore. She done missed her mother's funeral. Her mother's death, not being there, her father being sick, and all this other stuff since, and so she keep missing her child's, activity, especially since she doesn't have Renee there anymore. I don't know why she can't find another nanny. but she wants to quit working and she doesn't want to do it, and she's crying. And Scott says, you know what, I'm a man, I'm a provider, and we can live off my income. And basically Contessa said, we can live off your income if we organize everything right and straight or whatever. But I thought they wouldn't be able to because they had that big ass house. They're gonna end up like Toya and Eugene owing taxes. So it sounds like, maybe Dr. Contessa can work part time, get a nanny or something, or maybe she can actually do online, be an online doctor, basically do face to face work. I don't know. So anyway, she's gonna quit her job, and it is what it is. She said medicine makes her sick. Every time she wants to hang up the jacket. Every time she sees that white coat, it reminds of how she has neglected things in her life. But damn, girl, why did you go to school to be a doctor? You didn't know this shit was gonna be like this, and get married and have kids. What the fuck is wrong with these people? So it is what it is with that situation. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with these people? So then, so we get to the party or whatever. Everything's cool at the party. Everybody shows up to the party. Everybody has a nice costume. Contessa, she had on a one piece, and she had camel toe. You can see a camel toe as she walked, and then that's when Quad jumps in, was like, oh my god, in her confessional was like, Contessa, a one piece looks terrible. Whoever is her designer needs to get fired. But they probably did it on pro bono and she got it free. So basically Quad is taking shots at Contessa. And so it is what it is with that situation. I was just like, yo. But I think, Dr. Scott, Cecil, and Dr. G, their outfits look really nice. They look really nice. Out of the ladies, Quad's hairpiece was the best. Not Mariah, but Simone makeup was nice. Mariah's outfit was nice as too. Well, I guess her name was LaQuisha, and Dr. Heavenly had to shade her and call her LaQuisha. And what's her name? Quad was sitting there like smiling when she called her LaQuisha. So was Cecil. I was like, Heavenly ain't letting it go that she done dissed her at her Mother's Day brunch. And when she got a chance to call up, she called her LaQuisha. And Dr. Heavenly, she looked nice too as well. Also, Dr. Aiden, his outfit looked nice too as well. I was just like, oh shit. And so, everybody, Curtis is letting everybody know that he feels good. He's happy. He's in a good place because all the guys notice that he's happy. And so then Dr. Jackie lets all the girls know that Curtis done moved back home. He's back at the crib. And Toya was like, I'm happy for this. It's a good decision, but I don't know if I would have did the same thing too, basically. She was like, it's too soon. And so basically Contessa let the ladies know that she's going to be hanging up the coat. And then that's when Dr. Simone throws her shade and was like, and says, oh, well, you're going to be chilling just like Toya, going shopping, going to the gym, getting your hair done, getting your nails done, chilling like, stay-at-home moms. And, Simone was like, I could never do that. And so it is what it is. So they all sit at the table, and then Eugene looks at, Qual and was like, you the blackest. Who's the blackest? Here's you. And it turned out to be that, Quad has the most African DNA, the most black DNA. She's 90%. She has the highest. And basically when Contessa went up there, I liked what Contessa said, that, whatever European blood that she has in her, she doesn't care. It's no point, because it wasn't consensual. Her ancestors was raped as they were slaves, and they was forced into having sex. So she does not care about any of that. So I was like, I like the way that she put that. So she's a smart young, of course she's a smart young lady. She's a doctor. She was in the military. She was in charge of her platoon and all this other stuff. So anyways, I like that. And Simone was the same way too. All this other stuff, only thing is I'm black, that's it. Even Heavenly was the same way, but Toy was only one, was like, oh, I got British in me. And Dr. Heavenly let her know that she's the only one with the most British. And she was like, I know I look kind of Caucasian, I know I look kind of white. She said, don't I have these features? Don't I? It's just like I was like, oh no. So anyways, so Quad had 90% of African DNA. Jackie had 70%. Contessa had like, I think, did Contessa have 25%? I don't know. She has some. Contessa had 74%, and Mariah had like 85%, I think. Yep, Mariah had 85%. Simone had 77%. Heavenly had 80%. So, anyways, everyone's chilling. They're at the table, they're having a good time. Then there's the microphone, and Toya gets the microphone. You can't let drunken Toya get the microphone. Toya gets the microphone, and basically, she was like, "Okay," she's like, "Dr. Heavenly, I forgive you for what you did." Blah blah blah, and Barbados, I'm gonna leave it behind. I leave everything behind. But Quad, I got an issue to bone to pick with you. The other day that we was out, Quad, I told you that BCBG was, owed taxes, and they was in debt or whatever, 170,000. They was in debt or whatever, and Quad works for that. I guess she's on the board or whatever, and I guess when Toya said that to Quad was like, well, don't you got tax issues too? Ain't you in debt? Ain't you $170,000 in debt? And so basically, Toya was like, yo, I felt like you attacked me because I just said something to you about what was going on. Quad was like, well, that's the company that I work for. You took a shot at me, I took a shot at you. You attacked me and I attacked you. I worked for that company, but you know what? I got other jobs coming. So basically, Quad couldn't hear the message. She couldn't, but you can't trust these ladies if they're not you don't know if they are taking shots at you or when they're not taking shots at you. So sometimes Quad assumes that all the time they're taking shots, and because probably they're not real friends. And so anyways, Quad was like, well, we don't never have to talk again. We don't never have to be friends again. We don't never have to do anything again. And so this is Dr. Simone. Here goes the Ice Queen. And so then, so they're about to start arguing, whatever. Eugene gets up, and Eugene was like, come on, guys, let's go. Damon was like, I can't deal with this shit. Damon bounced. And then Eugene was like, you know what? I told my wife in confidence that when all y'all women get together, you act like a bunch of bitches. Well, every time that you go to work 2 to 3 jobs and work all night, you're a bitch. So anyways, he goes back there, and so then Dr. Heavenly tried to get at Dr. Eugene. Was like, where's my husband, and where's the man at to get at him? He can't be calling us this and that. So Dr. Heavenly's yelling at him. Her hairpiece fall off. She's upset. She's totally pissed. She was like, you don't call me no goddamn bitch. Who you think you are? Dr. Heavenly is street all day. She ain't sitting there taking that bullshit. If she could have fought Eugene, she would have. All she had to do was pick up a chair and she would have been straight. But violence is not the key. So Dr. Heavenly leaves, and so then Quad and Toya still continuing to go into it, basically, and they have their chit chat, and basically she was like, well, you came for me, you attacked me. Well, when I feel somebody's attacking me, I attacked him. That's just how it is. And I felt like you was coming for me because that's the company that I work for. I'm on that board, so I threw a shot at you because you threw a shot at me. And so then that's when Dr. Simone jumps in, was like, yo, listen, no one's coming for you, no one hating on you. And then Quad was like, I hope you're not. I sure hope you're not. And guess what? By the way, I got another job coming. I was like, oh shit. So it is what it is. I was just like, damn. So Eugene goes back in. Eugene's talking to the guys. He was like, I've been knowing these ladies for like 5 years. All they do is argue, yell, and fuss. And then Cecil was like, yo, you was wrong for that because you lumped all the ladies into that situation by calling them all B words. And we're trying to empower each other. We don't do shit like this. So Dr. Eugene goes back in. He apologized to the ladies. And then now Simone wants to come at him. And then it is what it is with that situation. I was like, damn. Peace. I'm out. One love.